Hi, my name is Samar, but I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. This will be my kind of end of the year wrap up. I do have my Pan That Palette finale coming tomorrow, but other than that, this is my wrap up for all of my panning for 2023. So I haven't really prepared what I'm going to say other than like my numbers. So this might be a little bit rambly, but basically I want to talk about like all of my empties, reflecting on my plan to pan in 2023, and then just my general thoughts on how the year went. So I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but you know me, I just can't help myself. I finished 52 makeup products this year, which is crazy for me. So yeah, I think I'll start with that. But before I do that, just thank you for everyone who's been following. Oh, my mascara fell. Thank you for everyone who's been following me throughout this year and since I started my YouTube channel. This has been like this has just been really great for me and so much fun, and also like it keeps me motivated. Sometimes the only reason that like I start my day is so I can do my makeup and work on these products. So yeah, I've been enjoying panning a lot, not just for the panning but for every single thing about it. So thank you if you've been watching my channel, or if this is your first time ever watching my channel, hi. Okay, I got my mascara. If you hear that, that's the chair, not me farting. Okay, I should actually be a little bit quiet because my dad and my stepmom are taking naps. I'm filming this at my dad and stepmom's house where I am for the holidays, so this is not my usual setup. Whenever I come here, I live in the office, so that's why you see different stuff in the background. And I'll try to cover up the light with my head because that's a little bit distracting and blinding. So as I said, I will start with my empties because I think that's the most exciting thing about this video. And as I said, I have 52 makeup empties for this year, which I am so excited about. Until I added up all of the numbers, I had no idea it was going to reach this. I thought maybe at most I would hit 40 makeup empties this year, especially because last year I had 32 makeup empties, which I was really happy about, but about half of those were either mascaras or minis. So I figured those were like easy to get through, so I had never thought I would be able to like surpass that by a big amount, if I even was able to surpass it. So 52 is really good for me and I'm very happy with that. We'll see where I get with my next year's empties, but focusing on 2023 for now. And I've actually broken up each category of makeup that I finished, so I'm gonna go through those now, and I have a few of those products with me, so I'll like show you them when I get to those, but most of these are not with me because I wasn't really saving my makeup to do this video because I figured that was too much clutter. So we'll start with mascaras. I have 8 mascara empties for 2023, which is really exciting. I think I have more than I did last year. And there were 6 full sizes. So I have 5 full size L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascaras. Like this is a new tube, not one of the empties. This is also new packaging, but these little Lash Paradises from L'Oreal, specifically in the black brown shade, I had 5 of these empties. That's my go-to shade. And then I have 3 black mascara empties, one Pat McGrath mini in the shade black or extreme black, I can't remember, one mini from Bite Beauty, which is no longer a brand, and then one of the Maybelline Great Lash mascaras. Yes, I still buy that mascara from time to time, not often, but if I'm ever like in a pickle and I don't have mascara, that's kind of my go-to because it's the cheapest one. I finished 10 primers, and that includes face, eye, and lip primers. So the eye primer is my Milani eyeshadow primer that's been with me for like 2.5 years now. I know, I bought this mid 2021, And technically I haven't finished it exactly yet, but there's like so little in here. I'm having to squeeze it like this every time I use it for like the past week. So I feel like there's only a few uses left in this, and I'm not going to count it as an empty next year anyway, because I bought a backup of this thinking I was going to need a new tube for this trip. So considering I already bought the backup for that, I don't want to count this as an empty for next year, because I'm planning on doing like a beauty bank type situation next year, spoiler. So since I won't be counting this as an empty for credits next year, and this is nearly done now, and it'll be done definitely by the time I get back to the rest of my makeup in where I live regularly, I'm just counting this as an empty. So anyway, long explanation, I'm finishing my Milani eyeshadow primer. And the lip primer that I finished is my ColourPop lip primer that I don't have with me, and that's my favorite lip primer, so I have repurchased it, but I have not opened it yet. And the other 8 are all face primers. So I finished, and this is in order of like when I finished them too. I finished an e.l.f. hydrating face primer, a mini Bite Beauty Changemaker primer in the oily version, not available anymore, a mini Urban Decay All Nighter primer, a Supergoop Unseen sunscreen, oh sorry, the light, which I do count those sunscreens, the Unseen sunscreen, as a primer because I use it primarily as a primer. And I finished the small version of the NYX Plum Bright Back Serum Primer, a mini of the Danessa, a mini of the Danessa Myricks Serum, a Maybelline Pore Stick, and then a Nude Sticks Blot Stick. I have 4 foundation empties, 3 of them are powders. So the one liquid foundation that I finished is my Makeup Forever. It was like a deluxe size sample, but I had like 20 uses in there, so I counted it as its own product. So it was the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. And then the 3 powders that I finished were the e.l.f. Flawless Face Powder that I finished in January. It's been so long that I forgot that I finished it this year. I finished a L'Oreal True Match powder in the shade W6 on beige, and I finished, I'll show you this, not this exact powder, but I brought the repress version with me on vacation, and of course it crumbled. My little cousin like flung my purse when I was at the Christmas party, so accidents happen. But I mixed, you've heard me say this so many times, I mixed my MAC and Sephora powders together. So the first half of that mixture I finished, and the second half of that mixture, which is in there, I still have, but I'm counting that as one empty since it's 2 halves. I finished 3 face sprays. That was so hard to say. I finished a small version of the Elley Duhé spray, a full-size version of the Milani Original setting spray, and then a mini of the NYX Dewy setting spray, which is just this size. It's like a small version. This is the matte version that I have with me on this trip, not the one that I finished, but this is what it looks like. I finished 4 eyeliners. I finished a small version of the Pat McGrath eye pencil in the shade black. I finished the one size eyeliner pen in the shade black, or Bodacious Black I think it's called. I finished a small size of the Urban Decay eyeliner pencil in the shade 0, and I have it here actually, the Urban Decay eyeliner pencil in the shade Demolition, which is the dark brown. I finished this yesterday, but I kept it so I could show you. It's super tiny now. I finished 3 eyeshadows. So one of them I have here. It's my e.l.f. liquid shadow in the shade Galaxy, and I know it doesn't look like it's finished, but I am currently, the only thing that's left is what it like goes up to here, the top of the E, but it's literally just what's coating the sides. I've scraped out, I took out the stopper, and I finished this yesterday. So I took out the stopper. I've been scraping whatever I can with like eyeshadow brushes and like different picks and different cotton swabs. And so pretty much everything that's in there down to the bottom is just stuff that's coating the sides that I can't get to. So I'm counting this as done, and I've been working on it literally all year. So that's an empty for me. I finished also 2 mini eyeshadow sticks. One was the Laura Mercier eyeshadow stick in the shade Strapless, which was one of the Sephora birthday gifts, so you might also have it in your collection. And I finished a Bobbi Brown eyeshadow stick in the shade Golden Pink, which was a Sephora perk, so you probably also have this in your collection. And that was really exciting. So okay, I'm not going to spoil anything because I'm uploading my finale tomorrow, but just in general, you probably know I don't have the best progress on my Pan That Palette palettes, and that was because not only did I have like a lot of stuff happen in my life where I just wasn't doing makeup as much and I didn't have the same daily routine as I did when I started that project, but also I finished 3 eyeshadows like singles, so even though they were smaller, they still had like a lot of product in them and I got so many uses out of them. So I used up 3 cream and liquid eyeshadows just this year. So pat on the back to me. I might not have had the best progress on my Pan That Palette project, but there was a reason for that. I finished 4 brow products. So the first one was a NYX Control Freak brow gel. I have another of this because I love this eyebrow gel so much. It's just a clear brow gel and it's like a full size. It is not a small size at all. And this is just my favorite clear brow gel ever. And I'm almost done with this one too. By the way, thank you, Emily Noel, for recommending that. Her recommendations are always spot on. I also finished a Kosas mini brow gel. It didn't say the shade, so I don't know what shade it was. I had 2 of these, and I swear I finished both of these this year. But since I didn't mark it on my list of empties this year, I'm just not going to count it. But I swear I finished both of those this year. Oh yeah, I finished a mini ABH brow gel that I don't have with me. And I finished a Maybelline brow pencil. Just like one of these little skinny brow pencils. This isn't it, but I finished one of those. I finished 3 cheek products. So I finished a mini of the Rare Beauty blush in Encourage. I finished a mini of the very old, long discontinued Too Faced Love Flush blush in the shade Your Love Is King, my favorite blush of all time. Rest in peace. And I finished the single pan for my e.l.f. bronzer, or my e.l.f. contour palette. So you might not count that as an empty because it was just 1 pan out of the whole palette, but I am counting it as an empty because I worked on that so hard for so long that it's an empty to me. I don't care. Okay, if you hear my dad in the background, I guess he woke up and he's Arab, so he talks really loud on the phone. He's not mad, I swear. My largest category of empties was lip products, which is so exciting for me because lip products is my greatest weakness when it comes to makeup. I just, like, I know I have a lot of eyeshadows, but I can control myself when it comes to eyeshadow. If I really am putting myself on a no buy, I just won't buy it. Lips, no. Lipsticks, lip gloss, lip balms, especially, I cannot control myself from buying lip products. There he is again. So my lip category is completely out of hand and it's a serious issue. So the fact that I had 13 empties was really exciting for me. And by the way, what I count as an empty as far as makeup for lips is only stuff that I would wear with a makeup look. So lip balms, if they're like untinted, if they're just clear or anything like that, I don't count them as makeup empties. But if it's like a lip balm that's tinted a berry color and it does show up and I would wear it on its own, then I do count that. Just so we're clear for what I'm categorizing, because I definitely finished a lot more lip products than this, but this is just what I counted as makeup. By the way, this is my notebook that I'm reading out of. This is the notebook that I always use in my videos, and I have all my Minnesota stickers on here. Okay, you're just gonna hear my dad in the background. It's probably not a problem if you don't speak Arabic fluently. I'll get started. This is in the order that I finished these products. So I finished a mini of the KVD lipstick in Hawkwind, also the shade Sanctuary and Crucifix. So 3 out of the 4 lipsticks that I started with, I finished, and the other one that was like Piaf or Piaf, I still don't know how to pronounce it. I decluttered that, but I did work on that in my Partners in Cream project. So those were the 3 that I finished, and then I finished a Dose of Colors lip oil in the shade Pretty Nice. I love that. I need to repurchase that, but I just have too many lip oils right now. I finished the Sephora lip balm in the Rosewood shade. It doesn't actually have a shade name on it. I finished the Revlon lip liner in the shade Nude. Actually, I finished that like way earlier in the year. But I finished that. I just used it as a lipstick because it was way too light to be a lip liner for me. I finished the Tarte Sequence lip balm in the shade Berry and in the shade Rose. I finished the Fenty mini gloss bombs in the shade Pretty Please, Confetti, and Fussy, which is what I have right now. I'm wearing it now, and technically it's not 100% done. Sorry, this is very bright. But there's not, that looks like a lot, but considering how much used to come off on the applicator, it's not that much left. And I know I will finish it by tomorrow, so I'm counting that as an empty. And I finished, let's see, I finished the Bite Beauty lip crayon in the shade Hard Cider, and I finished the NYX lip duo, the one with the red on one side and the brown on one side. I finished the brown lip liner side of that, so you might not count that as an empty because I only finished one side of the product, but I'm counting that as an empty for my numbers for this year since it doesn't matter anyway. So those were all of my empties, 52 in total for 2023, 50 if you don't count the single bronzer pan or the brown side of that NYX lip duo, but either way, that's a lot, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm really happy. I still have an extra large makeup collection, but that's the whole point of panning, is progress, not perfection. And as far as like what I plan to pan in 2023, I feel like I did pretty well on everything. So I now have all of my KVD mini lipsticks out of my collection, and I got those in 2019, so I really wanted to focus on those as a priority, and I've hit that goal. Also in 2019, I got all my mini Fenty gloss bombs. So those, all except for one, are out of my collection. But I am already planning on putting that last one in the shade, I think it's in the shade Cheeky, the like reddish orange one. I'm already planning on putting that one in a project. So yeah, 3 out of the 4 that I started the year with, I have now finished, so I'm excited about that. I literally just remembered, oh my goodness, I actually have 53 empties because I finished my Atomic Makeup liquid lipstick in the shade Untouchable. I can't believe I forgot about that. Okay, so 53, so I have 14 lipstick empties, and I literally just remembered that because also in my 2023 plan to pan, I wanted to work on my all of my Atomic Makeup liquid lipsticks because I have a lot. So I was able to finish one, and I decluttered a few that had expired. And also in 2024, I have a plan to finish pretty much the rest of them, as many as I can, by the end of next year. And you should have seen, if you haven't seen my 2024 plan to pan, I will link it. But whatever I didn't finish this year definitely is going to overlap for next year. Like my glitter nail polishes, I didn't really do such a great job on those. So I'm going to make that a priority for next year. And once again, I already have plans for those, which you will see in this coming month once I introduce all of my projects. I didn't finish my 2 lip products from 2020, which were my Revlon lipstick in the shade Mink and my Clinique chubby stick in the shade Super Strawberry. Sorry, it's so dry here, I had to take a sip of water. Those 2 and the Fenty gloss will be my very first priorities as far as lip products for 2024, so I'm definitely not worried about those at all. As far as fragrances, I'm very happy with what I was able to pan. I panned both of my very oldest perfumes, which was my Forever Midnight perfume and my what is it called, Versace Bright Crystal perfume. So those were like 10 years old at this point. They would have been 10 years old, so I got both of those out and I'm very happy about that. So I do have plans to pan my next oldest fragrances, but I feel like where I'm at right now, as long as I keep panning my fragrances at the rate I was, then I'll have no problem with those. I haven't talked about this actually since like 2022, but my skincare, you've seen me put a few items and projects here and there, but I haven't really been like intentionally panning any of those things. I kind of just use them as they come, and then if they fit into a category for a project, I'll put them in. But I until last month for Black Friday, I hadn't bought any skincare since 2022, and that was because I kind of, when I was on a makeup no buy in the year of 2022, I kind of like compensated for that with buying skincare, and I ended up with just so much. And then I was also getting a bunch of skincare every time I made any type of beauty order. So even when I didn't buy skincare, there was always some coming into my life. So that was kind of a priority for me, not something that was always at the forefront of my mind, but I made a goal and kind of stuck to it unofficially to not buy any skincare other than what comes as like a free gift with purchase and orders, etc. For all of 2023. And I stuck to that until Black Friday. But I mean, to be fair, I only had like a month left of skincare by then, so I think it was okay to buy that. But yeah, so just a quick update. That was like never my intention to really talk about that in this video, but just in case you're wondering, that's where I am with skincare, and I'm going to continue that no buy for 2024 until the end of next year. I'm not really going to buy any skincare unless there's something that like for some reason I absolutely need. Just a quick wrap up. All in all, I am very happy with what I was able to do in 2023. I could have been better. There were some areas that I didn't really meet my goal on at all. For example, nude lipsticks. I only finished one nude lipstick the entire year, which was my Bite Beauty lip crayon in the shade Hard Cider, and that was the most, like, not surprising because I saw it coming, but that was, as far as like what I expected for myself in 2020 at the beginning of 2023, that was the most different. I thought this was gonna be my year to pan all of my nude lipsticks, and that just didn't happen because my life, as I mentioned in my last video, my life circumstances completely changed in the middle of the year. So there was a lot that I didn't get to. Nude lipsticks, eyeshadows, especially nude eyeshadows that I really wanted to work on this year that I have so many of. There was a lot that I didn't get to in my makeup collection. That being said, sorry, I'm reading messages. I still was able to get a lot done, but now that I've seen where my makeup collection is after this year of panning, I definitely am going to refocus on some priority items that I wasn't able to get to this year, and I will be a little bit more flexible with my projects in 2024 so that I can prioritize exactly what I want to get to. Nude lipsticks or lip products in general, nude eyeshadows, because those are my two greatest categories in my makeup collection. My dad, if you just heard him, he was yawning. He's a very loud yawner, if that's even a word. So yeah, that's kind of it for this video. I didn't really touch on every single point that I wanted to talk about, but my dad's awake, and my phone's about to die, and I'm getting a bunch of text messages. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow in my Pan That Palette finale, which, fingers crossed, wish me luck that I hit my goals. But yeah, thank you so much for a wonderful year, it's been really tough, but I think where I am at the end of the year just shows, not to toot my own horn, but it just shows how resilient I can be and how much this has really helped my life. Even though you aren't able to see behind the scenes, this has really helped me this past year, and I am truly excited for 2024. I just have this great outlook on it, and I have high hopes for next year. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking around in 2023. I will see you in 2024, and happy panning. Bye.